Greetings from Anderson, South Carolina once again. Matt Z here on my back porch. I was not able to get either of the cams going for this particular space, and I am kind of wondering what exactly kind of show or what it is I want to share or and whatnot. I've always thought it would be really good if I could have somebody that would do this with me, and then we could bounce off of each other different things. But
there will be a giant sucking sound going south.
That what I'm trying to say is, it seems like everything in one way or another is bouncing off of pop culture. Because what else? In a lot of ways, what else does everybody have in common except that? Of course, there are a lot of things, a lot of more important things, but just the way things are presently set up, it's like I know I have something to say. I'm just not sure exactly what it is. I ran across a real good video that someone made. It was a portion of the conversation between Stefan Molyneux and the other guy from the Zeitgeist movement. They're a very interesting movement and films to look up should you choose to do so. I don't want to belabor the point, but this person in their video just, I'll put a link to it in this, but they showed very clearly how the one person who presents himself as the fucking king of philosophy of all time, of just how human he is, and how many, he uses reductionism and all these other little tricks that people do in debates and conversations to make the other person basically invalid, which really is only happening in the person's mind. I added added a new thing I heard again to one of my notes on Facebook in logical fallacies. It's a new edition I put in there that goes pretty much hand in hand with that, but it's something about hazy situations in an argument where well, I could just look it up and read part of it. That might make a little bit of sense. And that's one of the things I'm really fascinated with is communication and words. And as I've mentioned before, kind of different cultures and how much there's so many things that affect us and that we accept as kind of accept as fact that are simply not, they're not accurate, they're not real. It's all in some ways somebody else's game and somebody else's fairy tale until we begin the process of re-educating ourselves and trying to find out what the real truth is of things when possible. But one thing that's kind of strange to me about the philosopher king is that he says he is basing all of his information and opinions on having studied blah 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 pages or years it is of philosophy. But it's my understanding that philosophy means the study of life. So I'm not sure that's even an accurate way to present yourself. Maybe I'm misremembering, or I'm sure he would say I'm confused. But to me, that would be like me saying I base well, I don't know. I can't think of a good thing for that right now. But here's the thing I was trying to think of called hasty generalization, also known as argument from small numbers, statistics of small numbers, insufficient statistics, unrepresentative sample, argument by generalization, faulty generalization, hasty conclusion, inductive generalization, insufficient sample, lonely fact fallacy, overgenerality, overgeneralization. Okay, drawing a conclusion based on a small sample size rather than looking at statistics which are more in line with the typical or average situation. Logical form, sample S is taken from population P. Sample S is a very small part of population P. Conclusion, C is drawn from sample S. Example 1. My father smoked 4 packs of cigarettes a day since age 14 and lived until age 69. Therefore, smoking really can't be that bad for you. Explanation. It is extremely unreasonable and dangerous to draw a universal conclusion about the health risk of smoking by the case study of one man. Okay, I completely agree with that, even though I know I'm in the third of people that will not get lung cancer. Example 2. 4 out of 5 dentists recommend Happy Glossy Smiler toothpaste brand. Therefore, it must be great. Explanation. It turns out that only 5 dentists were actually asked. When a random sampling of 1,000 dentists were polled, only 20% recommended the brand. The 4 out of 5 result was not necessarily a biased sample or a dishonest survey. It just happened to be a statistical anomaly common among small samples. Exception. When statistics of a larger population are not available, and a decision must be made or opinion formed if the small sample size is all you have to work with, then it is better than nothing. For example, if you are strolling in the desert with a friend and he goes to pet a cute snake, gets bitten, then dies instantly, it would not be fallacious to assume the snake is poisonous. Tip: don't base decisions on small sample sizes when much more reliable data exists. So, in summary, the hasty conclusion is leaping to a conclusion without carefully considering the alternatives, a tad different than drawing a conclusion from too small of a sample. And that bit of information came to us from logicallyfallacious.com. On to brief personal matter that I am really excited about is the I think it's called the Cannabis Fest. I was just had it open, I could have seen, but anyway, I'll put the picture on there. Happening in Colorado, in Denver, which I've never been to that state, so that's exciting to me just in and of itself. And it's been going on for 2 days, and the really cool thing about it is I'm going to get to meet some young ladies from Facebook that's never happened before. As far as there's been people, I guess, in town that I've befriended before I knew them, but never actually going to such lengths. I haven't done before, although I do need to give a little shout out to Chelsea G, even though I didn't actually go up and speak to her. I went to the Gratify Arts Music Festival last summer, and she was the one who invited me. I don't know why we didn't speak. But it was really good to see her, and that was just a great time. And I love things like this that I'm going to because of the experience and the meeting new people and seeing new places, and I'm having to be real careful, to be honest, as far as talking to this person, because it's kind of uncharted territory as far as someone being in a relationship. And it's not to say that I'm expecting anything, but just to go to something like this, and having met the person and online, and it's just something new. So that in and of itself is just so cool, and I'm really looking forward to that. Perhaps some of you, if you haven't heard about it, there's still time. And if you have any suggestions on different things I could do on the show, I would certainly appreciate it. At this point, I'm not going to worry about saying how often they'll be or anything like that. I just have the need to create, such as it is, from time to time.
It's over.
Thank you for listening, and I will see you soon.
I won.